Hi everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at this next this next ABC News Univision Democratic presidential debate. It will be held in September, and one of the big, changes from the previous two debates is that it will only be one night because 10 candidates have qualified for this debate. Now, this article from New York Times. This article says after 2 rounds of back-to-back debates nights over the summer, the next Democratic debate will be a one-night affair. I actually would have preferred it to be over 2 nights because it really seems like when there's 10 people on the stage, especially 10 people who are all, doing relatively well compared to the 10 people who did not make it onto the debates, all people who have dropped out, they're all going to be trying to get their speaking time, get their moment, and they won't really have a solid chance to understand where each of the candidates are on the issues where the Democratic voters think are the most important part, which is the issues. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I would have preferred if someone like a Tom Steyer or a Tulsi Gabbard or someone else qualified so that it would be split into 2 nights, and then you would have a bit more of a chance to go in depth on policy. However, spreading it out over 2 nights isn't perfect either because, people are complaining about, I never was debating against Biden, or Buttigieg always debated with Harris, or Amy Klobuchar didn't get good opponents, or whatever it is. Like, people always find a way to complain about their debate groups. So, it's going to be interesting. The 10 candidates, obviously people like Biden get in. Obviously, people like Kamala Harris. Obviously, people like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. The people who might not have made the debate, I guess I will also include Mayor Pete on that. People who might not have made the debates, Senator Cory Booker, he will be on the debates. Julian Castro, also on the debates. Senator Amy Klobuchar, also there. Beto O'Rourke and Andrew Yang, all on the debates with those top 5. The debate will be held in Houston by ABC and Univision on September 12th from 8 to 11 Eastern. So, if you want to watch that, I recommend that. On Saturday, the DNC said it would hold another debate in Ohio on October 15. If 11 or more candidates qualify, in other words, one more candidate than the current 10 who have qualified, a second debate will be held on October 16. The deadline to accumulate qualifying polls and donors to make that debate is 11:59 on October 1. So that's also going to be interesting to see if people like a Tom Steyer, a Tulsi Gabbard, even a Marianne Williamson. I know Marianne Williamson, but even people like that might be able to make the debates. And for the September debate, the one-night format means the leading candidates will all share the stage for the first time. Because of the size of the previous debate fields, 2 of the highest polling candidates, Biden and Warren, have yet to face each other, but on September 12th, they will be next to each other at the center of the stage. So here are here's where each of the candidates will be. So Klobuchar is on the wings. Klobuchar and Castro, they are sort of the polling the worst out of this group. Klobuchar and Castro will be on the wings. Cory Booker and Beto O'Rourke will be the next candidates in, sort of still on the side, but trying to get into that sort of front runner area. Then you've got Buttigieg and Yang. So actually Yang is doing okay, to be completely frank. That's not bad that Andrew Yang is more closer to the field than Mr. O'Rourke, Mr. Castro, Mr. Booker, and Klobuchar. That's pretty impressive for someone like an Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang will be opposite Buttigieg, and then you have Bernie and Harris, and flanked in the middle by Warren and Biden. So it's interesting that they've decided to put Elizabeth Warren in the middle of the stage with Biden, because actually I know people always say, Warren's taking Sanders support, but really if we take a look at the real clear politics, and if we go into the 2020 Here we go, 2020 nomination. Yes, some recent polls do have Warren ahead of Sanders. However, if we still take a look at the overall, you can see here Sanders consistently sort of beats Warren, especially in some of these earlier polls, 2019, 2015, 2010, 16. So in some of the polls, Elizabeth Warren is indeed beating Bernie Sanders. I guess maybe it's just the polls that they're looking at, but I would have thought that Bernie Sanders would still be in that pole position with Mr. Biden, even if Miss Warren is gaining support. But that's interesting. Kamala Harris seems to she really needs a moment at this next debate. Her climate town hall. So I've watched Julian Castro's, and yes, I think I've sort of given up by now, but I have watched Julian Castro's, Amy Klobuchar's, Kamala Harris's, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and Joe Biden's. I don't think I'm going to bother with Pete Buttigieg's, Beto O'Rourke's, and Cory Booker's because, it's just really not worth my time. They're the same sort of questions they're asking all the candidates. So I thought that I would be able to do all of them. That's not going to happen. So I might do an analysis on how they did just those people, but I'm not watching everyone. So the candidates will have 1 minute and 15 seconds to answer questions and 45 seconds to responses and rebuttals. There will be opening statements, but no closing statements. That's interesting. So with the longer time limit, in the previous debate, it was 1 minute for questions, 30 seconds for responses and rebuttals, and 15 seconds for sort of if the anchor didn't think they answered the question directly enough, they'll ask, yes or no. So I think that happened with Beto O'Rourke in the MSNBC debate. They said, okay, do you support the 70% marginal tax rate? And, I don't think he answered it. But the point is that if they don't answer the question, then the moderators can ask a follow-up. I don't know if that's happening in this one. The one-night format means that once again, 10 candidates will be jostling for speaking time, a situation that can lend itself to more sound bites than to in-depth, debates. So it's going to be interesting. What's that? Ad was whatever. It's going to be interesting to see the 10 candidates again. It was about twice as difficult to qualify for this debate because it was for the first debate, and exactly half as many candidates qualified. And so that's going to be interesting. A lot of people are saying, people like Steve Bullock, Senator Michael Bennet, Tom Steyer, Tulsi Gabbard, they've all sort of said, we don't think it's appropriate for the DNC to be narrowing the field. But to be completely honest, because of how many candidates there are, there's just so many. There's how many are there? There's still a very large field, 16 people. And so because of that, instead of all of the people who don't have a chance drop out, and then you've left with a final 6 or something, maybe you have, or a final 5, a top 5, Bernie, Biden, Warren, Harris, and Buttigieg. And if you want, you can throw Andrew Yang in there. If you want, that could be the top 5 or the top 6. Probably not Andrew Yang though, but that could be your top 5, and then the voters would have a really good idea of, okay, Biden's going to be my first choice, then my second choice is going to be Buttigieg, and then my third choice is going to be Harris, and then Elizabeth Warren, and then Bernie Sanders, or, my first choice is Elizabeth Warren, but Bernie Sanders would be good. People need... But at the moment, because of how large the field is, people are like, okay, there's too many people, so I'll just focus on the top 3, Biden, Sanders, and Warren, and that's going to be interesting as well. So that's it. I think for the thumbnail, I'll probably make a graphic showing where everyone will be on the thing. So, where did they say that? I'll probably make a graphic with all those candidates, but maybe not if I can be bothered. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to tune in to the debate. It's going to be very interesting. So that's it for today's video, guys. Have a great day and good night.